or to this computer. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our meeting on August 20th. We get to have a new BOD meeting. Hopefully, I'm recording the right monitor. I just realized, oh, I should probably actually share a monitor. That would make more sense. Perfect. There we go. So first thing first, I need to get everybody's name for our attendance call. So the officers in attendance, we have a Theos, we have a Carl, we have a myself.
You can put my actual name. It's just like that because when I went to ACOM, they required me to put it that way.
Oh, yes, that is fair. Two Fs, right?
Yes, and an S.
Ah. Um, Let me make sure I got your name right. ER. Who am I missing? All right. And those are those. We have some guests in attendance. Did I get that right there, Dagger?
You can capitalize the M if you want to be fancy.
I will be fancy. I could even figure out how to give you an accent mark on that A if you wanted. Did I miss anybody? So we have Royce Griffith, Carl Craig, myself, Ethan Koppich, Ginger Conrad, Kristen Sender, and Leon Stark. And then guests in attendance, we have a Ben Smith and a Frankie Demento. It's looking correct on my end. Okay. Sorry, you were really quiet. What was that, Leon? Ah, there's an S on the end of your name. Okay. Okay. Start the recording. Already started. Perfect. Reading of the last minutes. We will start off with the reading of the last minutes, as we can see here on the left of my screen, which should hopefully be available to everybody. Yes, looks like it's working. So we will start off with those, reading of the last minutes. In the previous meeting, we read the last minutes to start. If you want to care about those minutes, you can go see the recordings from last month. The Monarch then provided credit for attendance. We then went over our reminders about directors and officers insurance, how long we do averaging purposes for budget, CEO, CFO, change Corpora update potentially to the update to the Corpora, a contract update to Ethereal Hollowstone Heart and Onduril, getting those things signed, update on the California tax exempt status. We then discussed a fundraising idea from a member who was provided through Royce about potentially using Phantom fireworks. We might be able to sell fireworks through them, as a fundraising methodology. We then went over our Dark Shore update, where we reviewed the event forms as provided and made sure that everything was done correctly for Dark Shore. We then discussed the fact that we're missing a BOD member and needed to call a special election for said BOD member, and a couple of follow walk-on items of after that. It was pointed out that Zeno of SG was working with XCOM to get some high-quality YouTube videos. Those have gone up. Hopefully everybody has watched them. They were kind of fun. The declaration from Kingdom Prime Minister was due, and then we talked about how to get a seller's permit, and then we scheduled the meeting we are in now. Does anybody have any issues or problems with the reading of last minutes, the meetings of last minute, meeting, minutes of last minute meeting? There we go. I can speak today. It has been a long day. No? Moving along. Moving along to the most important object of this meeting. Royce, are you providing credit for today's meeting?
Yes.
Yay! Everybody, please add your name and, your relevant land and information and the credit you would like. There we go. I also think I finally figured out why that's saving. It's like saving it to the cloud somewhere for some reason, the text channel. That's why I couldn't find it last time. Um, okay, so everybody gets a credit. Okay, now on to the first real item. Actually, I'm just gonna no, go away, Microsoft. Nobody wants you to do that. Okay, so the first item was we have to welcome our new BOD member. There was a special election held last month. Christine Sender was the one who won our new BOD member. So we now have it currently an open secretary position. Technically, we could rearrange our positions if we wanted to. Um, but it sounds like everybody's kind of happy in their positions right now. Does anybody else have anything they would like to say about this topic? No. Perfect. Amazing.
Welcome to the board, Atlantis.
Thank you.
Perfect. So I'm going to just do this as a real quick, simple thing of a general consensus vote. Anybody who wants to say no to Atlantis taking over the open secretary position? Anybody abstaining? Cool. Everybody else is voting yes unless you tell me otherwise. Perfect. That makes this 5 votes for. That's 5 yeses, 0 no's, and 1, 0 abstains, and 1 not present.
Wouldn't it be 4 yeses?
4 yeses. Am I doing this right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because me and Leon don't get a say in it.
You and Leon do get a say in it.
Yeah. Well, then it would be 6.
Okay. Am I doing my math? It can't be 6 because Atlantis can't vote for themselves.
Yeah, I can.
Technically, we just appointed you to the board. Welcome to the board.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, there's a and I did reach out to Athena. They just didn't get back to me because they're just not present. So, okay. Anything else we have on this topic of selecting our new BOD member?
Wow.
Amazing. Again, thank you for joining us, Atlantis, for all of this, and we will figure out what you'll be doing.
Sounds good.
The one bullet point listed here: record all minutes of board of directors meetings and publish them within 4 weeks of publication. Is defined as hard or electronic retrieval as posted on the website. What we found is it's easier if I just do it because I'm the one presenting the agenda and running through it, and then I'm on the IT committee, so I just post everything. Yeah.
All right. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Although in the past we have had the secretary manage the actual voting for any votes we need.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll start next meeting.
Sounds great. Welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Also, we had an election for our new Kingdom Prime Minister, who's the same as our old Kingdom Prime Minister, but we would like to welcome our returning Kingdom Prime Minister to the BOD.
Welcome back.
Thank you for joining us again, Leon. Perfect. Is there anything else about item number 3 to discuss today? No. Perfect. Okay, now on to the first thing. The first thing. Second first thing? Whatever we're at. Directors and officers insurance. We put this on the Alding for last month. It passed. I believe they gave us $2,700 is what the quote was. I'll have to go look at the exact number. I have already talked to the liaison, Ginger Conrad, to go and liaise with our insurance agent and actually get this, an official quote and all of that fun jazz that are refreshed. We have the money allocated, and then when we actually get that quote, Ginger, we can work with Leon, or I guess we could technically work with the treasurer to get this paid. But the Kingdom Prime Minister is probably the better option.
Roger that.
Figure out the payment for this. So we will get that updated. Hopefully in the next month we can get that put in place.
I will be taking care of that this week and get back to the board before the next meeting.
I don't know if there's much more to talk about on this topic, but if anybody has anything before
Where is the funding coming from? Do we have
West March's general account?
Okay. Cool beans.
Any other questions on this topic?
Not question, but comment. The quote was for 2572 last year.
20. Sorry, you're really quiet.
Sorry, it's 2572.
2572. $572. Okay. We have a couple. I think that closes that topic 4, unless anybody else wishes to stay on it. Nope. Okay. Item number 5 is just a series of reminders that I pull forward every month until I eventually go ahead and do them. We have to update the BOD handbook to include the new information about the budgeting. For budgeting purposes, how long do we maintain and average our books? The answer is 3 years. We voted on this a little while ago. The BOD handbook, unfortunately, needs a little bit more tender loving care to actually go about and get that updated. It's on my list of items to do. The CEO CFO change, this is another item we talked about potentially pushing it or making it an Alding item. This just has to deal with, we need to maintain with the Secretary of State as far through California Biz File, our CEO and CFO. Right now in our corpora, we list that as the monarch and the prime minister. This means every time we change the monarch and prime minister, we have to re-update it with the secretary or with the state, which is a little annoying. It's not that hard. It takes a couple of minutes. We have 3 people in the kingdom right now who have the authority to go and do this update, but it's also one of those things that like could very, very easily be forgotten. So one option is to just remove that sentence from the corpora that just says that the CEO and the CFO are the monarch and prime minister. By default, the state of California considers that to then be the president of the board of directors for the CEO and the treasurer of the board of directors for the CFO. That means we would, in theory, only have to update once a year at most. It's just, when the BOD turns over. Or if the same people take the role year after year, we wouldn't have to change it at all. It's a very minor paperwork thing, but it's also one of those things where if a new board of directors didn't realize that this information had to get updated, it could very easily be forgotten, especially if you could potentially be updating it every 3 months. After last month's big set of Aldings, I decided not to put another big set of Aldings for this month. So I decided I would push this out to September, just to not overwhelm the populace with the number of Alding items we are currently doing.
September also got a report in public.
Yes, push to September delivery, so it's October Alding. You are correct. Thank you. Contract updates for Hollow, Stoneheart, and Enderal. These have been an item sitting in our queue for a couple of months now. We were having a problem with getting Adobe DocuSign and /DocuSign to recognize our 501c3 status because, oh, speaking of, you say their name and Milan appears.
I actually was invisible the whole time.
How do I spell your last name again, Milan?
Ouellettte.
Thank you. Post in the chat what you want for your attendance credit. So, contract updates. Milan did a lot of back and forth with Adobe DocuSign and their third-party intermediary that they use to verify 501c3 status. One of the reasons this was so difficult is the IRS has failed to update the master biz file list that they're supposed to update every month. They haven't updated it since the 10th of March. For various reasons. I'm assuming they just don't have enough employees at the IRS right now. So Brian reached out to Adobe DocuSign and got them to accept it. We now actually have DocuSign. Before this meeting, I sent you all an email with all of these contracts for all of you to sign. It should take maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't think you may need to set up your signature the first time, so it take a little bit more. But basically, you'll get an email, you click on it, and then it will just say like, hey, you have to fill out these fields, and you just like click on each field, and it will like fill in your signature for that. Everything else should already be done.
I'm assuming legal name.
Yes.
Not game name. Got it.
Yes, and I set it up with your legal name, so your legal name should already automatically fill in. So you should, just by like clicking it, So for your signature, you should just be able to add your signature. If you have any problems, let me know.
Roger.
And hopefully I properly set up everybody's fields to be in the right place and I didn't like flip the secretary and treasurer. So hopefully I did all that right. Did you say that you did it correctly?
Yeah, mine was in the correct one.
Perfect. Yeah, so this is one of those things that we need to do on the back end. It doesn't need to be done tonight, but in the next few days would be great. Definitely by next meeting. That'd be really good. So we now have DocuSign for the next year. I got us the basic plan, which is we can send out what are called 5 envelopes. An envelope is just a package. So we've used 2 of ours for this month because I did a test, want to make sure I understood how to do it, and then sent out the one today. So we potentially do 3 more per month. I don't see us needing to sign more than 3 sets of documents or more than 5 sets of documents per month, but maybe we're going to have fun. Does anybody have any questions on that? Nope. Okay. Next thing, California tax exempt status. So we filed our tax exempt status with the state of California. So we have the 501c3, which is the federal. We've also filed the 3500A form, I believe is what it was, for the California. This was filed a couple of months ago. They say it may take 6 to 8 months for them to process it, and they will let us know if there are any problems. They haven't let us know about anything, so no change to report. I will
Correct.
keep adding this until it gets fixed.
No mail on that.
Perfect. So still in processing. Tons of fun. Does anybody have any questions about these reminders? Okay, I will move along to item 6. Item 6, our liaison, Ginger. You did some research into this Phantom Fireworks, the 501c3, to see what the limitations or the constraints might be about us selling fireworks as a potential fundraiser. Can you?
I did. So it is a full week commitment. They don't do short weeks. They said we don't have to sell all those days. We can sell whenever we want, but the booth does have to be manned. And the lady wasn't all of that helpful via email. I guess I caught them at the end of their season. They're closing out last season, so it may not be a good option for us. But if it is, whoever's going to wrangle them will definitely need to be a very strong communicator because they are very poor at answering questions and getting information across. And I haven't gotten any update on price or any of that stuff yet. She hasn't even we haven't even talked that kind of thing yet. So
Helps if I'm not muted. The fact that we have to support a full week with 24/7 shifts is going to make this difficult for us, I believe, unless, we know a teenager we're willing to just have them camp in a field next to this for a week.
I don't know that I would be comfortable with that because these aren't in just not normal, they're this in a neighborhood. It's not, and they're usually high traffic corners. So
yeah,
I don't know if I'd be comfortable. An older teenager, like 19, 20,
they would have to be
maybe.
18 anyways. So
Yeah.
But basically somebody who can camp out there for almost a week or for a week, or we get a variety of, however many 4 8-hour shifts a day for 7 days. I think is going to make this a little difficult. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this?
You get a credit a day if you spend 7 days there.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a big carrot there, Milan.
Or you could just attend 7 BOD meetings. Somebody post something in the chat here.
I'm going to throw Allure under the bus and say we offer to let her put the money towards the dark shore she wants to run.
There you go. We can also nudge more people to become dues paid. I know it's not a huge amount of money, but it is some money.
Yeah. Okay, so we've looked into this. If they get back to you, I guess we'll have more information. Uh, Royce, you were the one who brought this forward as the representative of the person who reached out to you. Are you looking for any other information on this?
Oh, no, the person who brought it forward to me just saw it and thought it would be a good idea in places like Sacramento or et cetera that still have fireworks.
Okay. If anybody else has any other fundraising ideas, we would love to hear them. So,
Some point in time, there should be probably an official preposition brought up to make a pamphlet to present to companies that are looking to donate to nonprofit organizations. I would love to be the one doing it, but I'm just so freaking busy.
We could do a car wash.
Topless barbarian car wash.
I'm totally here for that. Only kilts allowed.
Give the people what they want.
okay. Okay. Anything else about firework or fundraising ideas? No. Okay. Item number 7, seller's permit for the kingdom and how to get it. Athena and Royce, we're talking about Donut Chinwaggle. Anything happen with that?
I'm still trying to figure out what NAICS code to put for us. It's North American Industry Code, and LARPs are interesting. Let's put it that way. Because NAICS. NAICS.
And AI? North
Yes.
America. Oh, they okay. Writing Nick's code is like writing ATM machine.
Yeah. Yep. But it is literally what it's listed for in the system that California Department of Tax and Fee Administration uses. So there's multiple ways we could do it. Also, to be fair, at this point, we've sold 8 mugs total. 7 of them I bought. So
Woohoo!
there's a Feast of the Old Gods mugs. If you guys are interested in buying them, they come super quick. The Kingdom gets about $5 a mug.
I recommend you keep those up until Feast of the Old Gods is past too, because people sometimes like to grab them after an event. Like, oh, I had fun at that event. You know, one memento.
Will you post that link again for everybody, like on the Discord and the Facebook, and then maybe all of us can like and respond to it and be like, "Woo, I'm gonna get one."
Yeah. There's also going to be 2 totally unrelated, but this is me plugging Feast of the Old Gods table. There's also going to be 2 limited edition ones on the table. They're going to be different from the other ones.
okay.
So long story short, I'm still working on this because I'm trying to figure out which code makes it best for us, because if you don't do it right, it's the difference because we'll sell so little between annual filing on it or quarterly filing on it. So yeah, I'd much rather have to file it once a year than every 3 months.
Yeah.
Especially since the months that it would be due are also my busy months at work.
Oh, so what I'm hearing is that you're planning to run in a secretary position or Kingdom Prime Minister again for next year.
No, I just plan to do this because it's easiest for the kingdom if I do it as opposed to somebody else.
Okay.
Because, specialized knowledge.
Rude.
If somebody else wants to do it, I will completely teach you how to do sales tax stuff. Sounds like Milan wants to do it.
That's what I heard. I heard him volunteering, cheering, and everything.
I think Milan wants to do it so he knows how to do it when the South stands up. Oh wait, are you staying down there, Milan? And then I wouldn't mind. I'm interested in learning. So
Yeah.
Nominate. I nominate. I
Yeah.
nominate Ginger.
Perfect.
I'll send you guys the page. I sent it to myself to put to the BOD stuff so anybody who could read it wanted to about how to the intro to sales taxes for your business.
woohoo!
That's
Anyway,
great.
so if there's no other questions, we're good on that. Fastest meeting ever.
Yeah. Do we have any other walk-on items other than Milan's going to make a pamphlet to present to businesses about our 501c3 and why they should donate to us?
I have done that in the past, and I actually was successful with it. I do very much want to do it, and I will eventually get to it. Somebody might get to it faster than me.
Yep. Fair enough. Does anybody else have any other walk-on items? Oh, come on.
Not a
It's been a whole
BOD
month.
issue, but Dino's Fantasy YouTube channel is starting to get hits into the thousands, and he's continuing to release shorts, and even other kingdoms are talking about them on their Discord.
Yeah. I've actually noticed several other channels popping up recently on YouTube. There's a person doing like archery out of, I think, Northern Lights that's been popping up into my YouTube now, and a few other channels. So hopefully it will start a great wave.
That was Zeno's plan.
Well, we should award him for it, and I think a high level dragon might be in order.
I will also mention that technically recruiting is part of a monarch's job, and therefore a lion could also be in order.
I'm going to mention that ACOM gave 85 suggestions on, not really, but a lot of suggestions on what to give Zeno. There were
Okay.
very vocal people in ACOM talking about it.
Perfect.
Yeah, but they were talking about a 3-month ban for being annoying.
No, they
Okay.
weren't talking about you.
Okay, do we have any other walk-on items at this point? No? Okay, well, now we get to the most fun part of the meeting, which is scheduling the next meeting. Turn off my video real fast so I can actually go. I do this every month, and then I always forget to grab my work calendar.
Oh, wait. I actually do have another walk-on item.
Okay.
Wait, we're gonna close out in half an hour. What the hell?
Yes. Just a heads up to the BOD, as I talked with you about already, Sebastian.
This is still a
So,
recorded line if you want to make sure.
okay, that's fine. The kingdom is looking at auditing for various reasons, just mainly to see how the kingdom's doing because it's been a minute.
Okay. So
Like
you're
just a
basically
random audit of each land, or what?
Yeah, we'll follow the audit process, and we have a form for it and everything, and it's been a while since it's been done. And with lands, growth in lands and such, it's good to do too, so we can see how lands are doing towards progressing.
Can I ask that you wait a good couple of weeks so that our new prime ministers can get grooved in and everything before you hit them with an audit?
Yeah, it's Cinder Hill's gonna help me with it, and it'll take a minute to get prepped too. It's not like I'm gonna go tomorrow and be like, okay, it's audit time. I'm not mean like that. I do audit for a living, so I understand the, process that goes into it.
I would start discussing in advance what the options are going to be when some parks are really off on their money or don't have any money.
Yeah, you might want to be very clear that this is just a health checkup for the kingdom, not a punishment or something. Not
Well, no, I think
not
there's
punitive.
going to be. I'm sure there's going to be some parks that are going to be like, oh, we don't have any money, right? And we don't have any records.
Ugh, ouch.
I feel like that's going to happen.
Statistically speaking, it happens with like 2 parks an audit.
That's scary as hell. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So just for people who so people are aware, there is I'm still screen sharing. There's section 9.2 of our corpora that outlines the process for an audit. The monarch may initiate an audit of any sponsored chapter at any time to ensure smooth operation. They can request any other monarchy members or the BOD to assist with the audit. It kind of talks about sponsor or chapters being able to promote or demote based upon the findings of an audit. Then in 9.2.4, it talks about the items that can be requested. So examples of recruitment, such as advertising media, photos, written descriptions of how new players are brought to the park, whatever those are. Copies of financial records and ledger for the past 6 months. Copies of bank statements if applicable. None of our land should have bank statements. That should be easy. Proof of meeting attendance requirements. Those should be in your orc. Details of any emergencies that affected regular park meetings of the land. A list of your current officers, which you should have anyways. A list of your current dues paid members, which again should be in your orc. And your most recent crown election results, which should be your officer list, more or less. But if you had, votes or something like that, you should have those available as well. The monarch may request any subset of that.
Can I suggest that we clip this and post it with the announcement that this is happening? I don't know if you want to surprise audit everybody or you want to, just.
Well, this
Give
this video is gonna get posted on YouTube like tonight.
Yeah.
So big
And
surprise.
three people watch it. So
Hey,
Not true. Sebastian watches it twice and one other rando watches it.
you're that one other rando, aren't you?
No.
Okay, well, can we maybe clip that, post it, and say, okay, in 3 weeks, the PM will be reaching out to all the new PMs and say, this is, what you need to have in order. And I'll make sure I prep my incoming PM for that, those kind of things.
Yeah, before it happens, we'll let everybody know and what we're asking for, etc. Because it can be any of those items or all of those
Beautiful.
items.
Beautiful. Okay.
sounds great. Any other walk-on items or run-on items or slow jog items? No?
Might be important to bring up that Dragonvale has an all thing for September, and the all thing for September is breaching the subject of forming a Southern Kingdom BOD. That means that moving forward, if it passes, which we expect that it will, the Northern Kingdoms may not have as many volunteers to join the West March BOD.
That is definitely true. I'm actually happy to report that we have managed to fill out the current BOD with Northern volunteers, specifically because we were, concerned that Dragonvale was going to do this and we were going to lose all their volunteers. Dragonvale has treated us very well in the past with their volunteers, and they are now going to, make themselves a corporation, and they have Milan to help lead them.
I think they're going to have a fun time.
Oh, hey, look it! We have a Jack now.
I
Literally showing
reminded
up.
him yesterday.
Don't forget to throw your credit in the chat there.
In my defense, it was back to school night, and I did have to talk to parents for 2 hours.
Just in time to get your credit.
Yeah,
and close out the meeting.
Yep. Welcome. Okay, what day do we want in September for our BOD meeting?
Next 17th to the 24th.
17th or 24, you said?
Correct.
I believe those work for me. Does anybody else have? 24th is a holiday for some people.
The 24th of September is a holiday?
Yep, Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, gotcha. So let's do the 17th.
Okay, does anybody have any issues with the 17th at 6:30 p.m.?
I'm checking my work calendar right now.
Same.
Yeah.
More than a month before fog, I think that scheduling is pretty smart.
Yep, that gives us a month before fog, so we can check in with the fog people. I'm assuming the two of the fog people are in this call, so if they had any issues, I would assume they would bring it up to the BOD already. And
The
then
site is fully paid. I have been given back my money.
Perfect. Love to hear it. That also means, so the Alding that month will be the first weekend in October. 1 week before that's the 27th. 1 week before that is the 20th. So the Alding would go out end of 19. But I know, Leon, you like to get them posted a week early, so the 12th potentially.
I have a question about fog real quick.
Oh.
If that's all right.
Yeah, feel free.
The site is paid for already. Does the Kapora allow for that?
Yes.
I think the Kapora says you can only pay for the site 5 days before the event.
No, that's the typical previous site saying they can only pay for the event 5 days before the event. Not us. Milan, stop causing problems.
Milan, stop.
You're extending my meeting. No. Okay. Dios, were you able to check your work calendar? 17th?
Working on it. Work calendar required me to authenticate and all of that, which is a pain in the ass on my phone. I don't
Perfect.
see any meetings on that day, so it should be good.
Perfect.
If it's worst case scenario, I'll just remote in from my phone while I drive.
Mine also looks free.
Perfect. Daylu, does the 17th work for you in your busy schedule?
I believe so.
Okay, perfect.
But also, I cannot. I'm joining from my phone. For the life of me, I cannot figure out how to get to the text chat. It's not loading. I think it needs to update. Can someone just add Scout for me?
Thank you.
Hello?
Yep.
Can someone add me? So I can't even see
I
the
have
chat.
posted it in. Oh, perfect.
Cool.
We have all posted it in.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yes. So, haha, now I'm going to get 2 Scout credits.
You cannot get 2 attendance credits on the same day.
Do not try me with this. We just had to go through and review because the kingdom received a complaint. We had to go through and review bonus credits for the last year.
Hey guys, adjourn the meeting and then you can talk about this without being recorded.
Yeah, I was going to say, anybody else have any issues? I heard from like 4 of you. I haven't heard any negatives. So September 17th at 6:30 p.m. it is. And with that, I will figure out how to stop the meeting. I will first stop sharing so I can find the control panel for